We're back for another battle report. I have completed the 1500 point list of Necrons. I just have them set up here, so I'm going to give you a look at what I'm bringing. So that is the full 1500 point list here. In my HQ slot, it's 2 patrol detachments. Mephrit Dynasty, I'm going to use this one for a bit. I'm going to use the Novak one, or however you say it, next. I'm interested in that. A friend of mine was telling me about it. So in my HQ slots, obviously need few HQs here. So I got my Overlord with the Arrow of Infinity, the Tacyon arrow, and then I have my Royal Warden. I have a Chronomancer. I know it's a Plasmancer, but I'm going to proxy it as a Chronomancer for now. I actually am going to be building a custom Cryptek to fulfill whatever role I want. I honestly just really like that model. A Destroyer Lord, Skorpek Destroyer Lord. I spent a CP on this guy to bring the Veil of Darkness. I'm going to just try some things out. 3 Spyders with the twin particle beamers and 1 Gloom Prism, I think it's called, the thing that lets me deny psychic powers. A unit of 20 warriors with Ghost Reapers. Then I have a unit of 6 Scarabs, 3 Skorpek, well, a unit of 6 Skorpek Destroyers. There's 3 there, 3 there. 20 more warriors with Ghost Flayers, and then another unit of 5 Scarabs, just to fit the points in. So it is 1500 points of Necrons. I have Thrall the Silent King as my Warlord trait.
All right, we got 1500 points of Salamanders here. Got my regular HQs, Captain and his Terminator, Primaris Librarian, Lieutenant with the Teeth of Terra. My troop choice, I have a 6-man squad of Intercessors with their Autobolt rifles, and then I have 2 6-man TAC Marine squads. Each of them have a Flamer for their special weapon. Into my elites, I get a 3-man Aggressor squad. I also have a Blade Guard Ancient running Purgatoris, 3 Blade Guard veterans, and then also running 3 Centurions with Hurricane Bolters and Flamers, and then the Venerable Dreadnought. And then for my heavy support, I have 3 Eradicators with the Melter Rifles. And then for my fast attack, I'm bringing out the Suppressors again. Let's see if they can do their work with the anti... I forget what it's called, but their special ability to negate return fire on charges. Anyways, 1500 points of Salamanders.
Here's the table we're playing on today. So it's a 1500 point match. So we have, back to our regular size games, obviously Strike Force. We're playing Scorched Earth, which has a total of 6 objectives on the table. So deployment zones are this zone here, as you can see marked by the dice. And then same for the other side. 6 objectives. So we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Terrain wise today, everything is pretty much just obscuring, and there's runes. Trees are there for purely aesthetic purposes. We're going to start integrating more of the trees set up in the future, but just right now I'm digging the ruined look. Objective wise, I chose Vermin, Purge the Vermin, I think it's called, While We Stand, which would be my warriors and my Spyders. And then Assassinate, Salamanders took Raise, which is the mission specific. So if I'm deployed here, or if he's deployed here, he would have to come over onto my controlled objectives, perform an action with no enemy units in range, and destroy them for a total of 6 points each. And Linebreaker and Assassinate for the Salamanders. We each have 4 characters altogether. So we'll roll off, find who gets to choose deployment zones. I have a 5 to a 6. So Salamanders get choice of deployment. We'll come back after that and have a look at the table. Alright, so we've gone ahead and deployed here. So looking at my side of the table, we've got a 20 blob unit of the Ghost Reapers there with the Chronomancer and the Skorpek guys. Gives me a little freedom on who I want to launch forward to teleport. And they also got the Lord there plus some Scarabs holding the objective. Then over this way, I have my Lord hidden away with the Warden, other Flayer unit of the Warriors, Spyders, and Scarabs there. That's my deployment. On the opposite side, we have Tac Squad here, Captain in the Intercessor Squad down low, 3 Suppressors up top, Eradicators, Blade Guards, Ancient, and Lieutenant. Aggressors, Tac Squad, Dreadnought, Librarian, and Centurion. So all tucked up nice and neat right about there. So now we're going to find out who's going first in this 1,500 point game. So should be a good one. Very excited. 5 to a 2. So Salamanders will go first. All right, so that's Salamanders movement done. For this match, we're just going to do our traditional recap style. I am going to be showing more dice rolls like the previous report where I played against myself. Just for now, though, just on a time crunch, so just trying to get through the game efficiently. So, Salamanders movement. Dreadnought move forward with the Centurions and Librarian. Tac Squad holding foot there. The heart of the army just moving forward with the... Oh, and Suppressors also gliding ahead as well. Over this way, the Tac Squad grabbed the objective, and inside just a bit of shuffling about, but more or less everyone's staying still in there, the Intercessors and the Captain. My directive is the Protocol of Sudden Storm, so I got an extra inch to my movement. All right, so that ends Salamander's turn. So the Dreadnought rolling impressive as always, taking out a Spider and a half, so very good rolling there, supercharging the Plasma. Then lost 2 Warriors from the Hurricane Bolters from the Centurions, and that's a wrap. Librarian also didn't get any powers off as well, so very good for me for what I can target. So that's it. We're going to come into Necron's turn 1, and at this point, no points scored for the Salamanders for turn 1. So movement is done, so I got these guys all lined up so they can all see the aggressors. There's a lane through there. I did my Veil of Darkness, set these guys all over here to focus down the Dreadnought and Centurions. With these Scarabs kind of shuffling ahead, these guys moved up to be in range of the Centurions and the Dreadnought. Warden moved out to get some shots off as well. He moved out as well to Tacyon into the Dreadnought. Over this way, these guys flew forward, staying far away, so it needs like a 12-inch charge to make it in at these guys. So pretty comfortable and happy with positioning with them, because they're going to sweep onto that objective and just kind of work their way around. That's it. So no Psychic Phase, obviously, for me. We'll come back after shooting and see how I do. So Necron's shooting done, so it actually did very well. Started out kind of on a sour note for me because the Dreadnought, with his Venerable state, he's gone now, was there. But with the Venerable state, ignored 3 wounds from the Tacyon arrow, the Arrow of Infinity, and then tanked a whole bunch of other wounds from the Spyders as well. So the Venerable and being a Dreadnought really coming in handy. These guys, I used my stratagem to get the mortal wounds on my wound rolls. The Mephrit strat killed off all the aggressors between all the wounds with them. Then these guys polished off the Dreadnought, thankfully, and the dropped 1 Centurion down to 1 wound. And then also the Aeon staff coming in handy from that Cryptek. So spent another CP to re-roll my hit roll, but then got the wound roll through, and then doing a total of 5 damage, but on the Dreadnought. But then he tanked a couple more. So all in all, good turn. Did some damage, but I still got a really tough core that I have to deal with there. And that's it for me. In terms of points, getting nothing yet. Nope. So that's it. So no characters or anything killed yet. But we'll come back after turn 2 Salamanders. Movement has been completed for the Salamanders, so Centurion obviously just moving forward. He's got 1 wound, so nothing to lose there coming ahead. These guys jumped up. They're going to get shots on the Warden. I knew putting him out there, it was going to happen. I had to move these guys in this way to shoot the aggressor, so kind of gave up my Warden there. These guys moving over to kind of make a block over on that side. Intercessors coming over with the Tac Marines and Captain to hold on to that objective. Excuse me, a total of 10 points scored for the start of the turn for the Salamanders. And that's it for movement. So some Psychic about to come through as well from the Librarian move back on that objective as well. So we'll come back after that. So shooting all done. Did quite a number on these Necron Warriors here. Killed off a bunch between, well, actually not between. This guy literally killed off all of them. Everyone else shooting in, which would have been the Eradicators behind here, and the Blade Guard didn't do anything, but that guy did a number on them. I think there was like a total of 9 killed, so very well on their part. These guys fired in and killed the Warden. It actually just failed the last save, so he almost made it through. I was going to bring him back up, but then that's another assassinate that he could capture, so 3 scored there. Over this way, 2 Skorpeks fall, and another drop to 1 wound from some crazy shooting from these intercessors. So getting 8 5s. 5 ups because they're a tough 5, so very good rolling there. That's it for shooting, so I imagine there's going to be a charge to go down here. Yes, no, maybe?
Camera?
Yeah, I am going to overwatch him, I think, though.
Okay, I need 4-inch charge.
Yeah. So he made it. All right.
An 8.
And there's a bunch of overwatch, so we'll come back after. So it rolled up, and we killed the guy. But, yeah, that's that. So that ends the Salamander's turn, scoring 3 for Assassinate. And that's it for secondary, so a total of 13 points scored at the end of turn 2. So coming into Necrons, turn 2 now. All right, so that's moving done, scoring 15 for primaries for the Necrons, holding 1, 2, 3, I guess 4 objectives altogether. I abandoned that one, you'll see why in a second. So these warriors move back to take care of the suppressors to keep my lord alive. He's just going to be hanging out there. Then over this way, these warriors moved ahead to get into half range, thanks to Mephrit of the Blade Guard. I think the Eradicator's there. And then the Scarab's got a 6-inch advance, so covering up the Chronomancer, who is right there with his Aeon staff. He can see the Librarian right there, and he's the closest visible target. So going to take a shot at him. And then the Spyders moved up just to get in range, do some shooting at the Blade Guard. Then over this way, I moved with my Skorpeks over here, and same with the Lord. I'm going to go for these guys here, the Lieutenant and the Ancient, being that they don't have invuls and they are worth 6 points each. I know it's going to put me kind of in the open, but honestly, charging in here, mopping them up maybe, and then plus the heroic intervention from the captain or the charge next turn, that'll be the end of my Skorpeks, and they won't really have done a whole lot aside from kill attack squad. So I'd be more than happy for them to get 6 points and potentially tie up some other targets. So that's the plan. We'll come back after shooting and see if I can pull it off. Oh, yeah. So the shooting phase is done. Pretty successful. Killed off the suppressors. Some good stuff there with these guys. Then over this way, killed off all but 1 Blade Guard, 2 left. I burnt all my CP in doing that. Reason being is that the Chronomancer had to spend a CP to reroll my hit roll, and then I spent a CP to just do that auto wound thing against the Librarian, where he was the closest and only 1 visible there. I got to shoot him with that, and then I rolled a total of 5 damage and took him out. So there's some points there, but burning up a ton of my CP, and then doing the extra mortal wounds on 6s to wound with these guys for my last CP to take out a full Blade Guard there, so huge. So now I got a ton of charges to roll. We got them all pre-measured up. No CP left. That was the big thing. Do I spend the CP here to get those mortal wounds on the Blade Guard, or do I save it for a charge? So that's it. So we're going to start off with the Skorpek Lord going into the Blade Guard. So we're going to roll up the charge here. I think it was 6 inches I need to make it in with the guy, Skorpek Destroyer. So here we go. First one up. He's in. Next up is the Skorpek Destroyers. I'm debating on charging into... I need a 6 as well to make it into the... Ancient and Lieutenant with the Skorpek Destroyer. So I'm going to go for it because likely that Lieutenant's not going to survive the Skorpek Lord. Oops. So looking for another 6 with them. We got it. Then over this way, I need a 7-inch charge to go with these guys into the Blade Guard veteran. These Scarabs are in range of the objective. So looking for a... was it 7 to get in there? Did you want to do... Born Protectors. Okay.
Because they got nothing else to shoot at.
So we'll capture this really quick.
6s.
Ugh.
6.
Nice one.
And a reroll. Nope, no rerolls.
Yeah, so then reroll that because Salamander. That's a 4 right there. So I do get a 5-up invul with them from the Chronomancer. So they fail, reanimate. No, so a dead guy, which I'll pull off in a second. They also get to reroll the charge roll. I forgot about that for the Chronomancer. So needing a 7. Not that they need it, getting an 8. So we'll move everyone into combat there and come back. All right, that ends Necron's turn. So going very well. The Lord showing his abilities with that giant reap blade, took out the lieutenant in one swoop. I should have attacked the ancient first because then he got the 4-up roll, but he didn't make it. Then he interrupted with the blade guard to hopefully chop some of these guys up. Made some reanimate rolls and only ended up killing one. Blade guard stands with 1 wound left, and then the guys wiped out the ancient and then consolidated into the eradicators. So and that's it. So scoring 9 points for assassinate, killing 3 of the 4 characters, and then 4 points for vermin being clear from these table quarters. And that's it. So we're going to go into Salamanders turn 3. That ends Salamander's movement. So scoring 10 points for primaries for holding this objective over here and this one. So the game plan here is everyone's going to move forward, clear out this clump of stuff here and this clump. So everyone fell back, the Blade Guard and the Eradicators. There's a Flamer there and also a Flamer over on that side. So potential for some mortal wounds and max hits to come through if he can clear enough off to get to that Skorpek Lord hiding right there. And that's it. So we'll come back after the shooting and see what happens. All right, so that ends the shooting phase for the Salamanders. So not going quite as well as planned. One Skorpek left with full wounds. Nothing done to the Lord. I did lose a bunch of warriors. I think there's only 5 remaining altogether. So a morale check, I did lose 5 of them. But we're going to do some charges. So these guys are going in there. I mean, they're going to make it. So we'll just roll and see how much, though, for
6.
So moving 1 right there, he'll be able to hold that objective through to there, and then everyone will still be able to attack. Over this way, the intercessors are going to go for the Skorpek destroyer, not the Lord, so they need a 6 on the dice to get into engagement range, and then the captain needs a 8 on the dice to get into the Lord there, or he could go for the destroyer. So we're going to roll them up. So intercessors first, no CP.
Intercessors going.
Oh, that's it. They made it.
And then the captain.
Yep. So captain as well. I see a 3. I see it.
6.
There it is. So some big moments coming up. Hopefully the Salamanders, well, very grim for them right now. If all goes very well and he kills off that Lord, or at least stays alive against the Lord there with the intercessors killing off the destroyer and then piling in. They're not out of it yet, and if these warriors get killed, I don't have a whole lot to do with them if they fall back. I mean, I do have a big blob of warriors back here, some scarabs to snick around with, but it's not over yet by any means. So good game of 40k here, so we'll see if it swings around in favor of the Salamanders. All right, that ends Salamander's turn. So in there, not going quite as well as he had hoped. Whiffing against the Skorpek there, actually got almost all his hits, but then only 2 wounds out of all that, and I failed 1. Over this way, though, killing off all but 3 warriors, and then they didn't do anything back. Passed my morale, rolling a 2. Then over here, a wound taken on the Destroyer Lord, and then dropping the captain down to 3 wounds with 1 of his wounds going through, passing on the invuls. So that is it for the Salamander's turn. So points-wise, nothing for Raise or Line Breaker. Assassinate, that was the big one on the table there, hoping to kill off this dude there and get some more points for Assassinate. So in total at 23 right now for the Salamanders. So that's it. We'll come back after Necron's turn 3. I also had the, I think it was Undying Legions for my protocol with the Living Metal. So I gained 2 wounds back from my Living Metal guys, so healed. Alright, so movement and shooting done for Necrons. All that happened for movement. These guys went here. Scarabs moved forward. They fell back. The Warriors, that is. Cryptek moved back to shoot with his Aeon staff. Killed off 2 the Eradicators and dropped a wound off those guys. That's it for shooting. Now we're going to go into combats and see. This is essentially if I kill off the captain here and if he doesn't kill that Skorpek, I think that's pretty much going to be game. But yeah, so you know what? We'll just roll it all up here. So you get to fight first, since this is the make or break point of our match. So your captain gets to go against the Lord first. Fully healed Lord because of Living Metal as well.
4 attacks, hitting on 2s. All hit. And then strength 5, tough.
6.
6, so 5s. 2.
So
So reroll.
Salamander. 2. So I am at my 4 pinball. So 1 moon goes through, right? Just a power sword?
Yep.
Okay. So then I have my 4 attacks coming back with the Destroyer Lord onto the Captain. Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s because of Destroyer thing. What? Okay, so, alrighty. Yeah, alright. So yeah, then your Intercessors. Alright, that was... Ooh, okay. Yeah. So your Intercessors on the Destroyer.
Don't you go first for that?
Nope, I just picked my Destroyer, the Lord. So you went your Captain, then my dude, then you get to pick.
Okay. So that's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yep.
Hitting on 3s. And rerolling 1s because the Captain's right there. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3, 4 to 5. Ooh, that was bad.
But you get your reroll.
1 reroll. No.
All right, so then I'll cut back over to my side. I get my 3 attacks, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. So that is 2. Wounding on 3s, rerolling 1s because of the Lord, and this will just be an instant kill. Rerolling 1, oh my gosh. So that is a guy. A guy. So the combat continues on over there. Well, you know what? So it is pretty... Well, I got 15 points for that. For Purge the Vermin, I get another 2, 4 for that as well. And then Assassinate is still on the table for that guy. That's my last target for Assassinate. So that's it for Necron's turn 3. I am not contesting this objective, being that I'm not troops, and he's still holding with one of them. I really whiffed the damage there. But that's it, so still a chance, but we'll tally up the points here in a second. All right, so we're going to call the game there. We just very quickly played it out, so we'll talk you through the scenario here. So the Captain fell back in the Salamander's turn, so all these Tac Marines and the Eradicator could shoot at him. The Blade Guard still is present to charge in, but he had to kill him there in the shooting for it to go off. I mean, he still could shoot them and kill them. But then the problem is with the Eradicator having to like shoot at the Skorpek to see if he could kill him. Then my Spyders are still alive. They're worth 5. They're worth 5. These guys are worth 5. They probably would have died, but that's still 10 points to have. This is turn 4, so there's no possible way you can even get in for Line Breaker or Raise. So that's 2 secondaries fully denied. Well, I'll still be racking up for Vermin a little bit more, and there still is a chance I could chip away at the Captain there as well. So primary wise, actually the Salamanders probably in the end would have caught up on primaries as well, holding that 1 for the next 2 turns, holding the 2. I don't think I could stop that objective. Probably could stop that one. It would be a little tight, but anyway, so good game overall. Looked grim for the Salamanders, but there's a few moments that the dice simply just determine the game more than anything, but that's the nature of 40k. So hope you enjoyed this report and enjoyed seeing the 1500 points of Necrons. I will be back to Tyranids for the next game. I just haven't played them for a bit, so I want to get them out. And that's pretty much it. So again, if you saw the last report and you enjoyed the longer dice rolling featuring more, like I said, I'll try and include more, but it is, as I mentioned, a little bit more time consuming, where our games are often pressed for time, but we'll do our best to put out content that everyone enjoys.